Today's video, super excited to show it to you. This is my mock draft 1.0, first one of the year. I love mock drafts. We all do. In this mock draft, I did no trades. We're taking the player at the selected pick. That's what I wanted to do with my very first one, not do trades as of yet. Also, how I did it is I did the NFL Draft Simulator. I did it 5 times, PFF. And if the player was in the area of the selected spot, that's where I took it. So it's not outliers. That's where the player should be at in general terms. So we're not just getting all great players. So with the first pick in the 2024 NFL Mike Draft, pick 29, the Detroit Lions select Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback, Toledo, the Toledo Torpedo. This guy is 6 foot tall, 195 pounds. Junior, he runs a 4.35. When you look at his stats and what he did this year, he had 32 solo tackles, 41 total, pass defense of 18, and 1 interception. What makes the Toledo Torpedo so good is he has elite athletic skills. He displays exceptional vision in zone coverage. He's known for his tendency in tackling, especially against big receivers. Mitchell's ball skills are among the elite. He excludes the natural instincts. He carries a versatile skill set. He's linear and quick. The Detroit Lions need help at the cornerback position in a significant way. He will be around this area. He's a number 1 guy, one who you can get on the team right now, and he will develop into a really good player. This would be the long-term solution at the problem at the cornerback position. So question for you really quick. Should the Detroit Lions go defense in round 1? Y for yes and N for no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now in round 2, pick 61, the Detroit Lions are back on the board, and they want to get better on the interior of the defensive line, so they go ahead and select T'Vondre Sweat, defensive tackle out of Texas. He's a biggin, 6'4", 362 pounds, senior. He runs a 5.05. This guy is a mammoth, absolute mammoth. He plays with leverage as well. He attacks even on the outside and inside despite his relatively tall frame. Sweat typically plays low enough. He has an upper body strength, and he defeats his opponents. His hands are excellent. He's strong in that upper body. And combined strengths with footholds, he's a hell of a player. He penetrates through gaps and can attack the quarterback and obviously stop the run with his gigantic size. This mammoth of a human being. What did he do this past year? 18 solo tackles, 5 pass defense. I put PD on this guy because he was knocking him down. 2 sacks and 45 total. Look, if you're sitting there and this big man is there, I think that would be a fantastic pick. You can put him next to Aleem McNeil, and boy, oh boy, you can actually get some penetration through the offensive line. Be a hell of a pick for the Detroit Lions, and they need to get better upon that defensive line. That's just the truth of the matter of the situation. And in round 3, pick 73, the Detroit Lions are back on the board, and they decide to go offensive guard here. How about my guy, Christian Haynes, guard out of Connecticut? Big man. Very good. He's got high-end physical traits. He is a little bit of work in progress, but he's extremely light on his feet. He's coordinated and athletic. He finds the defender's hands and immediately gets his feet moving. He has a power upper body, strong core in the middle, good footwork, and great hand technique. Takes much pride in the run game where he plays through the whistle tremendously. This seems to me like a Dan Campbell type of player, if you ask me. A physical guy, he's good with his hands, and he loves the run game. If you don't bring back Jonah Jackson, you can put him on the left side, and I think he could probably start right away for the Detroit Lions. You would have a young guard who is going to be cheap, and he is the type of player, in my opinion, that Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell will like. A very physical specimen who loves to push and force that running back to get some massive holes. It makes a lot of sense to me when you look at it, folks. It really does. So we're going to go with the next pick here. It's another third-round pick, 92. And we're going to go back to the defense here and go with my guy, Jonah Elliss out of Utah, 6'1", 243 pounds. He runs a 4.7. He can play on the outside. He uses rangy. He's a run defender. He's instinctive. He gets to the ball quick, and he reacts fast off blockers. He's quickness, he's flexible, and he dips his hips. He shows good speed closing bursts when blitzing. He's very instinctive, and when it comes to countering a solid overall, very important. He's fluid, and he allows him to cover around and drop back into zone. He can do that. I think this player would be a good player for the Detroit Lions, that we need rotation on that edge position. And what does he bring to the table? He had 23 solo tackles, a total of 37, 12 sacks, and 3 pass defense. You notice I'm putting those pass defense in there because that is something that the Detroit Lions defensive line is stressed to do. They really like doing that. If they can't get to the quarterback, they're always jumping in the air. And that's something that's a nice little tactic that the Detroit Lions use to stop the ball from going out of his hands, because they want to utilize that if they can't get to the quarterback quick. Jump up, put your hands up. Question for you: should the Detroit Lions double up on the defensive line in the draft? Y for yes and N for no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Folks, we're going to talk about something I absolutely love. I love me some Prize Picks, and prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. They'll match your deposit, match up to $100. And if you want to spice up your NFL Sunday, get started now with Prize Picks. Do you want to play alongside some of Prize Picks' favorite players like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz? You can now find community plays with the promos tab to view entries from the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players exits the game in the first and does not return in the second half. Prize Picks will get that player rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. For tonight's hockey game, I got Brock Faber and Chris Layton getting more than 0.5 points. So get started with Prize Picks right now. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS for deposit match up to $100. Why is it code CLNS? Because that's our ad agency partner. Use code CLNS. It's real easy. 4 letters get $100 match when you sign up. So download the app today. The link is going to be in the description and comment section of this video. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. And let's continue on here with the next draft pick for the Detroit Lions. And honestly, when I did this pick, this is a value pick. And he was on the board, and I said, I got to take it because this could be something they can use in the future. And in round 5, the Detroit Lions select Drake Nugent, guard, Michigan. He can play center as well, and this is why I did it. He's a universal player sitting there in round 5 at 162, 6'2", out of Michigan. A lot of people know who he is. He's a very good player. He's universal. I think that's the most important thing about him, and that's something that we like. He's nasty inside the game. He sheds off a block, outstanding in the screen game. He coordinates, moves well off the run block, capable of landing blocks of his move. He has a very high football IQ, and he shows quickness and flexibility. And when you have a situation, we know Frank Ragnow's coming back right now, and that's awesome. But you have to wonder, what about the following year? And if there is an injury, we would have another guy that can play that position. He's flexible, multi-dimensional. That's the type of players I can see the Lions get in round 5. Let's go ahead and continue on in round 6, pick 206, and the Detroit Lions go back to the edge position in a developmental prospect right here. And that is Sundiata Anderson, 6'5", 240 pounds. He is out of Grambling State University, so not a lot of people know about this one. His 40 time is unknown right now. This is what he did this year. Small school guy, 19 solo tackles, total 41, 5 sacks, 0 pass defense. I don't really want to break it a lot down, but it reminds me of like a James Houston where you're going to a smaller school looking for a developmental player who can play on sporadic downs and someone you can develop. This is not going to be a guy who's going to come in there and be a starter right away, but you can see maybe get something out of the young prospect. So that's what we're doing right here. If you could do me a favor, folks, and smash that like button, let's get to 400 likes in this video. That would be fantastic and help this channel out. And with the last pick in round 7, pick 246, the Detroit Lions select the best kicker in the NFL, 6'2", 208, Stanford kicker. He's a senior. What did he do this year? Well, 85.2 field goal percentage, 100% extra points, along with 56, 90 points. Best kicker in this year's draft, and the Detroit Lions need a kicker to at least compete against Michael Badgley or whoever. We got to get better at the kicker position and get younger. It's a position we seem to not been able to get over with this regime. This is the time to end this. It's time to get a good kicker to be on this team for a long time. Finish the special teams with that kicker. Folks, let me know my grade for this mock draft. Give me a grade, A, B, C, D, or F. Don't care what it is. I want to know your grade in the comment section. Dropping videos every day, live for the Super Bowl. With that said, folks, adios.